Didn't take long. We got a trade. The Houston Texans sending picks numbers 12 and 33, along with a first and third in 2024, to Arizona for the third and 105th picks this season. And with the third pick in the 2023 draft, the Texans selecting Alabama edge Will Anderson. Anderson graded out as the top talent in this year's draft per CBS Sports at 6'3", 253, the two-time Nagurski Award winner, looking to have an immediate impact. Will Anderson, all systems go to Houston, alongside C.J. Stroud. Back in studio with B-Mac, Ryan Wilson. We got Pete Prisco coming out of the schoolroom as well, handing out grades. And I'm interested to hear the grade on this one. Pete, we got a trade up to number 3, Houston making back-to-back picks. It goes quarterback, it goes edge. Two of the top talents in this draft. How do you grade the pick here? All really total sum of the parts taking into account.
Yeah, look, Will Anderson's a good football player. I just don't think the comparisons to dynamic pass rushers like Von Miller and Derek Thomas apply here. He's going to be a good player. I think they gave up a lot to go get him. There were other defensive players on the board. I get it. You need to fix your quarterback position. You need to fix your pass rush. They feel they did that. I didn't love this trade. I gave it a B-.
All right, Pete, we appreciate the grade. Ryan, I don't want to do this to you, but I got to do this to you. You did, 1,233 mocks. Did we see this happening? Did we see Houston coming up and picking back-to-back at 2-3?
No, we didn't. And B-Mac, you and I were just talking about this. If they had lost that last game of the season, and I do know for certain they love Bryce Young. That was their QB1. There was an offer on the table to move up to that number 1 spot before your Bears moved down and made the trade to allow the Panthers to come up, in which case they would have taken Bryce and that would have been that. They just still would have had the 12th pick. So I think what happened, B-Mac, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, I think they got nervous.
Yep.
They heard people talking about moving up to 3 to get CJ if they were going to take Will Anderson. And I'd heard for weeks that they love Will Anderson enough to take him at 2. So they took their quarterback, and then they moved back up to 3 and gave up a fortune to get it. You just talked about that, Joe. And then they got Will Anderson, who they clearly love. New head coach D'Amico Ryans looking to refortify that defense.
Yeah, Mac, it's an edge talent with a lot of juice, but the question is the juice worth the squeeze in this specific situation, having to really give up some capital down the road here? You made a great point. Multiple first-rounders next year for Houston, so they still are a part of that first round.
Yeah, and the thing is, only time will tell. Will this trade make sense in regards to the Houston Texans? But I have no issues or concerns with the Texans trying. They're shooting their shot, and so far it's looking like the ball is going to go in. You go get the second-best quarterback, and on my board, it was C.J. Stroud, and you go get the best pass rusher that's available in Will Anderson. If you look at what we saw a year ago in the draft, remember Aiden Hutchinson, talented, outstanding rookie campaign for the Detroit Lions. Will Anderson in 2021 outplayed Aiden Hutchinson. He actually was the best pass rusher that year. Kind of tailing back a little bit this past year because of the attention. But when you talk about just putting together a quality sound resume in college football and rushing the passer, the last 2 years he's been the best to do it. So kudos to the Houston Texans because so far they're shooting their shot.
Scramble that private jet to KC because there's a pair coming back to Houston at numbers 2 and 3. Mac, Ryan, we appreciate you as always. And they're getting quite the talent. Some people say, bit of a tweener, maybe not a scheme fit. Anderson possessing elite talent off the edge, but is he an edge? More of a backer type. We're going to see if he can wreak havoc in Houston. He's bringing with him 27.5 sacks over the last 2 seasons.